Okay, 1 2 1 2. Sam, say something for me.
Something for me.
Hello, I'm Josh.
I'm Josh.
And I'm not Josh, but together we are
Joshing around in air. Right, lovely stuff. We're back. Sam, you've got a drink for us, haven't you?
I have, yeah, and this is a very personal drink actually, because a guy who used to live 3 doors up and has since moved to about 3 doors up from you actually.
Oh, really?
He has got a drink called Prano, which sells itself as being all kick, no hangover. It is a non-alcoholic ginger aperitif with cardamom. Describes itself as strong or aromatic nose of orange peel, ginger, citrus and botanicals. Palate adds ginger, honey and candied lemon. Plenty of body and viscosity. This is unique and intriguing, like a gingered limoncello.
Oh.
I can also warn you that this is past its sell-by date and says once opened, refrigerate and consume within 4 weeks. And I opened this significantly longer than 4 weeks ago. But I did taste some the other day and it tasted okay.
Okay, alright, well.
Oh, that's good.
Just
The
to
little
clarify,
pop at the end.
Sam was not putting the gears back on his bike. He was opening a cork.
Oh, that colour's crazy.
Yeah, that looks like cloudy apple juice.
It looks like something that's been left in the bottle too long.
Yeah, it really does.
I can't remember if that was the colour that it was when I first drank it.
Yeah, it was clear before. Gracias. Okay, well, cheers. Whoa. Woo. That's gingery.
I remember it being a bit sweet than that.
Oh.
I think it might have started to ferment some.
I think it's alright, but I feel like it's in that bottle trying to be a whiskey.
Yes.
And I feel like this is very far from whiskey.
Yeah.
So when...
It's the fact that I'm somewhat enjoying it. Definitely not whiskey.
Indicator one. Yeah, he came over my house and he poured it for me and he had one of those massive ice cubes.
Yeah.
And that was the way that he served it to me and said, some people like this mixed with whiskey and then some people have it as with a mixer.
Oh, I could see this having kind of sour vibes. Sour,
Yeah, it just tastes a little bit like
makeshift.
sours, yeah.
Well, it's nice. To me, it feels like a more concentrated, like, fruit smoothie. Like, it feels like someone's boiled down a bottle of Innocent to, like, a third of its size and put it in a bottle.
I think this has lost some of what it has when it's fresh.
Okay.
I don't think there's anything dangerous about drinking it now, but originally there was some quite... there's a lot of spices in it.
Right.
And I'm not getting that now. It tastes like ginger. Yeah.
Lemony
like
ginger.
You know what it
Yeah.
tastes like? You know those little ginger shots you can get from the shops? Like, and they'll sell them, like, next to, like, Coca-Colas and, like, all of these things. And they're these tiny little bottles. And they've got ginger in them. That's what it tastes like.
Right. So this is for good health then, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yes, I've never had one of those. I do remember when Monster used to do the little shots.
I bet that was right up your street.
Yeah.
They were so disgusting. But I remember at one point they were on discount or something, and me and a group of mates were going paintballing, and one mate bought like 40 of them on discount. So it's just 10 lads going the other end of the central light to go paintballing, just doing shots of Monster. On the way back, we smelt so bad. No one wanted to be in the same carriage as us. So I remember that.
Oh, man. Also, Josh, I'm viewing you through a plant. This is very interesting. It feels like I'm further from you emotionally than I've ever been, to be honest. It's slightly disconcerting. So.
Yeah, it's a great one for our listeners to try and visualise.
Yeah, if I just move it slightly, There you go. I mean, I'm not going to keep that up for the entire.
What kind of plant is this, Sam?
That's a good question, isn't it? I don't know.
People have got no idea. Some people at home are dreaming about bushes. Some people think it's going to be a little spider plant.
Yeah, it's like a tropical plant, I'd say. It looks like mini palm trees.
I was going to say that. It looks like a wannabe palm tree. Anyway, we should probably talk about
Some Conquest.
Conquest, yeah.
Yeah, we probably
Is
should.
that what this podcast's about?
Yeah, that's right. Joe Sing A. Schonheim. Yeah.
Yeah, Joe's Hind Air. Yeah, it's that's a reference that literally no one apart from us will get.
Yeah.
But, that's fine. I think you should put that video. Actually, that will make sense when you put this on Discord or whatever. If you can put the video in there as well, I think people will appreciate it.
I think that people, if they would like the reference video that is taken from, then they should email us at joshuaaroundinair@gmail.com.
And we will send you.
I'll be happy to share it, so as to avoid the angry comments that we will have about generating AI slop.
What if AI slop but funny?
I mean, I'm here for it because I laughed a lot when I saw that the first time.
I enjoyed it. Right, yes. So we are going to talk about the Spires and their rework. I think there's some opinions that we may have about this new rework. When was it released now? Probably about a month ago, something like that.
I think it's always helpful for us to reference timings relative to the recording date.
Well, no, because we've got a schedule now. Okay, we've got a schedule now. And we're going to stick to it, aren't we? That was me talking to myself. But yes, we are going to be doing that.
Yeah, when this comes out in 6 months, everyone's going to be like, 1 month ago's the Spires rework. Like, it's really going to shame us.
Yeah.
Or you.
So, James, what are your general thoughts on it? What were your initial reactions? I know you've played a few games now. You're both now Spires players.
Yeah.
I've just been on the other side of the table, really. But, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think what I ought to start off by saying is I feel like I must be missing something, because I listened to the Bonk Table review of the Spires rework this last week, and the only comment that Mass seemed able to make for the first 15-20 minutes of the conversation was, finally brute drones are really good.
Right.
When I thought that brute drones was one of the most satisfying units to play previously, and now they have lost all attraction to me.
Bless it. Okay.
Because I just can't see how that particular unit has anything really good about it. It used to be that when you ran brute drones, they had flurry, so you could hit hard all the time against everything, and they were regen 4. And at 5 wounds a stand, regen 4 is actually good. Like, you will most likely get a stand back, or at least heal that stand back up to full wounds. And now you can get them to regen 2, and then you can give them cleave 1 so long as you basically kill a stand a turn.
Right.
And they got line breaker.
And they have line breaker against half the box of Spires now has hardened. So it feels like, the thing that all the stuff that used to make it good has been lost, and then they've got some other stuff that sort of balance out to be about even, and then they lose. The regen is just useless. So I'm missing it, and I think that is my experience across the entire rework.
Right.
There are some units that I look at now and go, oh, that's just a good unit now, where maybe before Spires tended to struggle to have a unit that you would look at and go, that's a good unit.
Yes.
Incarnate Sentinels used to be quite good, but apart from that, not so much. But now, like Bound Clones, they feel really solid, just straight out of the box. They've got some, the new monsters I quite like. They've got some interesting stuff going. But overall, I'm just not really getting it. You've got this new addition of the strain ability, so every unit pretty much has got a new draw event that gives them something special.
Yeah.
But the cost of doing it gives you decay, and decay has been reworked to guarantee that you're going to get hurt.
Yeah.
But it's just I'm finding it difficult to get my head around. There are some bits of it that feel like they're still quite fun. You can still chuck a whole bunch of force-grown drones in there and they can do some silly things and get some lethal demise. But it's all... I'm just feeling quite confused by it. I'm not sure really how to do it properly.
It feels like there's, at least from what I've heard and what I've seen you guys play and all of those things, it feels like there's a lack of cohesion as to what the rework actually was about. I know we keep banging on about it, but the 100 Kingdoms rework was pretty clear. It was about all these different alliances between the different factions, how they blended together, how they worked together. And they kept some old stuff, but made loads of new stuff, and it all made sense. It feels like with this one, there's no cohesion. And I think it's just they've buffed Bound clones, but they've changed a couple of things here. Strix have now lost movement. It's just it just feels like a big, it doesn't feel like a rework. Perhaps it maybe feels like a big, kind of rules update. Do you know what I mean? Like a big, what's the word that I'm looking for? Like when they change something a little bit, like a patch.
Right.
Yeah, it felt like a big patch to me. Maybe that's just my opinion, but I do feel like stuff has changed quite a lot, but it doesn't feel like, I can put my finger on it as to this is exactly the vibe that has now changed. It's just like stuff has changed. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's confusing me a little bit because we played a game, I think probably the first week that the rework came out, so we were experimenting with lists, and I think I would have stuck with something very similar to what I was playing before.
No.
And my conclusion was, it's still fun to play. It's a bit different, and so I'm having to make different decisions, but they're different fun choices. But I can't see how Spires is suddenly entering the competitive scene. It isn't doing that. Spires previously were the worst of all the factions, and the rework has made it to be still the worst of all the factions, but maybe not quite so far behind everything else, perhaps. And then the sense that I'm getting from the Discord and other group chats is that it is the exact opposite. That Spires can now compete, but are no longer any fun. And I'm just don't know how to score. It's the same problem I've always had, but just with a different colour painted on it this time. Strix would be a good example of that, actually, where Strix have always been fun, and they also had a competitive role to play because they're March 10 and they've got Fly and they've got Lethal Demise. So I can basically hit any unit that I want to, and they're really annoying because it's going to, if I get into ranged in particular, it's just going to hold you there, and even if you win the battle, you're going to end up with maybe one stand left, and it's going to have taken you 2-3 turns to get through them. Or I can get it against like Ashen Dawn, where Ashen Dawn's going to kill them, but it's going to hold you for a turn. And so they're a really helpful unit, and they're just fun and silly, and you get them out early and they can do silly things. And now, what is it, they're March 8?
Yeah.
And now they've got opportunists, but they're a bit more expensive maybe, are they?
They're Clash 1 now.
And they're Clash 1, so they don't even do any damage. The Strix, just for me now, why would I ever choose to play them? It's all easy to counter now, because they just can't get so far. Or...
yeah, I mean, on a double march or a march charge, that's 4 inches less.
Yeah, whereas before, I could get them out, let's say I'd get them out 18 inches to sit behind a piece of terrain, so you can't see them, but I can get anywhere. And then I can, by the end of that, I could get up to another 26 inches. So that is virtually, I could get from one end to the end of the table in 2 turns. So you place your mercenary crossbowmen onto the table. If I'm putting my Strix on after you, they're in contact with you the next turn. You don't. It doesn't matter what you do. Even if you delay them right to the end of your turn, I'm still.
The only way to stop it is to put something in front of the mercenary crossbowman myself.
Literally right in front, because I can fly over stuff.
Yeah.
And then if I'm in contact with something that's literally right in front of your mercenary crossbowman, that's still annoying for you.
Yeah, I can't shoot it. Yeah.
But now, I can get out 16 inches.
After just describing what you could do, I'm glad they've been nerfed.
yeah, fair enough.
You just explained why they made the right decision.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, I could use the Merchant Prince ability to give them that incredible Vanguard 3.
Yeah, wow.
Oh.
And that is 150 points right there to give both of us flank.
What I did enjoy about Mass's podcast about about the Spires rework was the reference to the "you receive, I receive" meme, where it's like you receive Vanguard, I receive. Always like you receive flank, I receive flank, but fast flank. Anyway, so.
Yeah, I must say, I think the Spires, it feels like they still hurt themselves, which is always a thing, but I feel like they hurt themselves more, and the healing feels less good.
Yes. Yeah.
Which, to me, I've got no problem picking up 2 stands of force-grown drones and throwing them to the side on my turn, but I expect some way to bring them back, and it feels like, they've just made the healing a lot worse. And then, some of the strains, it felt like it didn't feel worth it. So I remember bound clones feel quite nice. I think they're only 25 a stand. Maybe they're 30. No. There must be like 35, 40. But you can get them up to defense 4 with Bastion, and they've got Iron Disciplines. They feel this really hard to kill unit. And then if you want, you can strain to get support +2. But if you're running a nice little block of them, you're going to take 8 or 9 damage, which would knock off 2 stands of your really hard to kill unit just to get support 2. And it just feels like, I've made them so hard to kill, why would I choose to kill loads of them? And then they're not super easy to heal anymore. Yes, you can get maybe a bit of regen 2 or something on it, but it's going to take you back multiple turns to gain what you lost in one. And so I know, as I found playing them, multiple times I chose not to do the strain because it just didn't feel worth it. And I don't know, that felt something a bit wrong of, why am I not playing Spires kind of the way that I feel like they want me to, and I feel like the way I want to. But I did like some of the things. I like the fact they've encouraged big blocks of force-grown drones. I think a fantastic rule they've done is making it, if you have, is it more than 6 in a block, you can have 2 restricted options.
Force-grown drones.
Well, so 1 force-grown drone block can enable 2 restricted.
Right.
Wow.
Which I thought was great, because there were so many times before you'd run a big block and then you'd run a little MSU just because you had to.
Else,
and they've stopped you having to do that, which is great, because it feels like you don't want to run 2 units, you want to run 1 big unit. And now that enables 2 restricted feels like a really nice touch from the designers.
Especially now there's none of the card shenanigans where you have to have like 2 force-grown drone cards because you're putting 1 at the bottom and 1 at the top or whatever. So you don't actually need the MSU at all now.
No, so it's great, and they've enabled you to get rid of that. So I think like that's really nice. They've made force drones a little bit cheaper to encourage those big blocks, which feels like a kind of iconic Spires thing. But I do agree with you, Sam. I think they feel quite balanced now in a meta where there feels like there's quite a few unbalanced factions, and so I think they feel like at a sensible level. But if you really want to win a tournament, they're not going to be the one you kind of go towards.
I feel like the Spires rework has been done through the lens of non-Spires players. So what it really needs is, every other rework that happened, it felt like, the Dweg gets a rework and has got this thing that is now going to win every single game. So you now have to counter for that one, and then the Sorcerer Kings get a rework, and so now they've got something that can win every single game, or at least it makes them super, super competitive, really difficult to deal with. And so I was expecting something like that as a Spires player, thinking, what am I going to be able to do? What's my magic thing? How am I going to be able to bring on the Abomination so that it can still run so fast, and also is now 20 wounds instead of 10, and suddenly it feels a lot harder to kill, so it's going to score me for 2 turns instead of only 1. And instead what I got is something that just changes some stuff, makes it look a little bit similar to Wadroon and 100 Kingdoms.
Right.
So so maybe it is good for the whole rest of the game, but it needs, some of those edge cases just need reining back in a little bit for the other factions, maybe, to make it feel a bit more balanced. Also,
I'm just going to quickly complain about Decay, because
I was about to. Yeah, go on.
We're casual players. We are. I get how for the competitive scene, knowing exactly how many wounds you're going to lose for your bonus is better. But I'm like, on a Friday night where I'm drinking a beer, and I remember playing against you, Sam, and not failing a single Decay. Made my whole week. Make my whole week in a row. That's what I want. And I remember other times being brutally crushed.
yeah.
As I lose like twice as many as I'm supposed to. And I'm like, no. But like it made really memorable moments, those spiking the dice. And I get, if you're trying to win a competitive game, having a big spike in the dice absolutely sucks. Yeah, but yeah, on a Friday night, it gives you a good laugh seeing it go one way or the other, and that being lost, I was a little sad about.
Also, if you want to go play something super like calculatable or whatever, calculable, like go play chess, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a dice rolling game. I want to roll some dice. Why are you removing that mechanic, which is like the core tenet of like the type of game we play? In Warhammer, you roll dice. In Conquest, you roll dice. In Song of Ice and Fire, you roll dice. Why are we now removing that? Like, I get it, sweaty US wargamers want to, be able to win tournaments, but I don't know. It's just
this is just a UK US thing now. Take shots across the pond.
Yeah. We're all having fun. Stop taking our fun away.
I think that it's the dice rolling is still present in the game, but it used to be that there was dice rolling on your attack and dice rolling on the decay, and so it felt like, I'm going to give myself a chance to do something really great.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give myself burnout to add something to my march so that I might be able to get this charge in. That feels really cool, and I'm going to risk hurting myself in the process. But if it works, this is going to be glorious.
Yeah.
And what it seems to have happened now is the element of chance is still there with the addition that you get, but now I know I'm hurting myself. Right. So like the abomination,
I'm 100% gonna hurt myself, but I may still fluff my attack roll.
So the abomination strain is I get relentless blows.
Okay.
So I do 2 hits on a 1.
Sure.
So with 12 attacks,
what happens if you don't roll any ones?
On average, I will roll 2 1s.
Yeah. You've got flurry, so you might get 1 more in.
Yeah. So maybe I'll get 3. Yeah. Maybe I'll get 3. But 3 is an easy number to roll 2 or 1 of or 0 of.
So you've got 3 extra attacks
on average,
taking 3 wounds.
On average, yeah. So I might end up doing.
Is it decay 3 they have?
Decay 3.
Yeah.
So I'm guaranteeing that I suffer 3 wounds. Guaranteeing.
Yeah.
For the chance potentially of getting something like about 3, but it might be 1. It might
also,
be 5.
Hits.
Yeah.
So they
like could, that's a good example of a strain where there is no situation where that's a good idea. It's just not a good trade-off. I mean, it might be that I'm hitting against something which has got 2 wounds left, and it's isolated and it's on an objective zone, and if I kill you, I score this turn. So on that situation, then if I take 3 wounds, I increase my chances of maybe wiping you out, and that might think like it's worth it, and you might have regeneration 2 on it. So the next turn it's only actually going to have been 1. But it's just a bad trade. You're almost never going to use that.
Well, you've got terrifying 1, so you might get a resolve in there. But even that, I think, if they save 1 and you get 2 hits through, then out of both those hits, they've got to not save a resolve for you to have done more to them than you've done to yourself. That example there summarised what felt like so many of the Spires strains to me, where it was like really on a knife edge whether you were actually going to do more to the opponent, whether you were than to yourself. And I think that felt, it definitely should be, it needs to be more towards the opponent, or if it's equal and you are going to do the same amount to your opponent as yourself, make the healing crazy.
Make something crazy.
You hurt me, and this then the healing's going to come back.
I think this is what it is that Spires ought to feel a little bit crazy. Like literally, I'm using.
It's like the soul's been taken out of it almost.
So the force-grown drone thing is make it lethal demise +1. Like what I'd really like there, if I'm going to be taking as many wounds as I have stands, and I'm running it in a big block, you might want a character into it so that you're not taking any from decay, which is the only way you'd ever do it, really. But lethal demise 1, force ground is probably going to take a lot of wounds. With defense 1 plus a shield, and most stuff's got cleave now. So I'm going to take a lot of hits. I'm going to lose a bunch of stands, and you're going to, let's say I lose 4 stands, and so then you take 4 hits back.
And you've lost 4
me
taking
stands.
8 or 9 hits without resolve. Yeah, it's a bit nuts.
it should feel like, it's the same with the Merchant Prince. Everything it feels like the Spires does now is, I am going to give us an equal advantage or an equal disadvantage, and that isn't what it feels like when you get charged into by Ashen Dawn. You feel like you're on the receiving end of something. Man, I'm going to have to really overclock to be able to deal with this.
The blessing is not equally shared in that situation. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Yeah, like blessed. That's a really great rule, that you love on your own unit and
and
it doesn't
hate on anyone else's. Yeah. Yeah. One thing I do like though is they make force-grown drones. They can still heal even when they're broken.
Yes,
I feel like that's literally a change that I feel like we must have talked about before, where we were like, it feels bad for you when we're killing a unit and like, oh, half the stands have gone and that's broken. You're like, well, I can't heal it now, so whatever. And it's like, actually the fact that you can still heal when they're broken, it just, again, it plays into the force-grown drone thing, right? They're just these dumb things that just don't care. They just keep coming back.
So, and I think this is where the general community has gone in terms of, oh, now they're competitive, because that is how you can make it work. You run a character in with force-grown drones, so they don't take decay. They still heal when they're broken. You can bring them on as a medium. So the situation that I was always in.
So they don't take decay.
If you've got it's a character or a warlord or some Ferromancer is in, then doesn't take hits from decay.
That's great.
But it's still lethal demise 1, so it's not massive benefit that you're getting from it.
Fear the lethal demise 1.
Yeah. When I remember running Aura of Death 24.
Oh, horrible. Horrible.
But my experience,
old lethal demise, I was like, great, I'm now going to take. I've killed half a unit, but now I take 20 hits.
That was the only thing that made my old Spires list vaguely competitive. But it's great. Because it was annoying that I would have the force-grown drones out early. They would run quite fast because I can burn them out.
Yeah.
Now they're over the halfway line, and now you're going to have to take the rest of the game trying to get rid of this thing that is going to hurt you.
Yeah.
Good. What a nice experience. I'm not scoring.
Yeah. No.
So literally my hope is I can get an abomination onto something and score. That I can get some incarnate sentinels up to something and just survive for long enough, some brute drones or something. And then maybe you're going to kill my army and you're going to score the last 2 turns. But if I can get it far enough ahead by then I win.
I've got a question for you boys. Since you both run Spires and you both run force-grown drones, do you run them as lights or mediums? Now you've got the choice.
Mediums.
Yeah, so far I've basically run it all as medium. I haven't run force-grown drones as lights once, I don't think. But I think that I might do, if I were to do the old force-grown drone hand grenade thing, I might run it as a light to chuck it up early and just get in your face, do something annoying against the right enemy. If you've got mercenary crossbowmen, no.
That reminds me, I feel like we need to do some meme lists again. I feel like it's been too long. It's been too long since we did meme lists. Right, next pod we'll chat about some meme lists.
Force-grown drone meme list. That could actually work now.
It's just all 10 big blocks.
Yeah.
I feel like what you need is 1 Spires Strix. So run your Strix up, because they're still going to be faster than anything else. I know they're only 8, but run them up to like set the high line, and then just walk up, 30 force-grown drones behind it, plonk it straight on the objective, and then just watch them try and move it over.
Hilarious.
10 turns. There's certain scenarios that would feel really strong for.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that, what's that? Head to head?
Head to head, yeah.
Yeah. That could do.
That'd be good.
The other part of there are 3 different army rules that you can choose from. Directorate, Underspire, Sovereign Lineage. We've talked a lot about the Underspire. The Directorate one's quite interesting. That's the one where you can choose to be switching your cards around. Top. You take the top card. If you don't want to activate it now, you can put it at the bottom and then activate the next one. That is actually a genuinely helpful mechanic, because you can assume I'm going to be going first in my card order, but if you go first and you activate into the thing that I've got going first, I just put that last, which is exactly what you'd want to do now. So that is a really nice rule, actually. Sovereign Lineage gives you Clash +1 when you're hitting again. No, it makes you always inspired or aimed shots if you're attacking something that has got wound markers on it.
Yeah.
Which I kind of get as a narrative-based rule.
Yeah.
But it does mean if you've removed a stand, then there are no wound markers on that unit anymore. So it's like it could be there and then could be not there when you actually want it to be. So it's a little bit of a weird...
Well, I mean, you could just say they always have inspired and, as in, so they did it with 100 Kingdoms. If you got a block of infantry that's above like 5, I think, you have 5 stands. You gain the inspired special rule. You don't get always inspired. So I think they could totally do that. Well, it doesn't matter about wound markers. Just give them inspired special rule. Give them aim shot special rule.
Yeah, so I think that what they were
aim shot, you can't get rid of that. But yeah,
I think that what they were trying to achieve by that was to combat against units with dread, basically. So it suddenly becomes actually good because I'm always inspired and always beats never. But I think they should reword it to if a unit has been wounded during the course of the game, then you're inspired against it or something to sort of indicate.
Yeah, if a unit has taken wounds, that's nice and simple. Yeah,
because at the moment that feels like it's the weakest of the.
But then that weirdly interacts with healing, in which you bring back units, and then they still have taken wounds, but they're now full hit. So do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess that's not a problem, is it?
So what we need is a page and a half of explanation.
Yes, that'd be great, Arabella. If you could do that, like put it in an FAQ so that people have to search for it. That'd be great.
And so something that is quite nice about the rework is that the characters are now no longer linked directly to the army rules.
No.
So
that's
you can take a warlord that you like with the army rule that you like. Which, that feels nice because before it was sort of you're getting it all in one. I would take the Pyromancer as the warlord because it comes with the army rule, and then almost as a side effect I get the supremacy. But I'd quite like to have them both.
So if I was to ask you to give the Spires rework a Trustpilot review out of 5, what would you give it?
Out of 5, I was so ready to go with it out of 10.
Yeah, I was too. I'd already got my number out.
Oh, would you rather do 10?
Yeah, let's do 10 and then
no, hang on. I'm in charge, okay? We're doing 5 stars, alright? We're doing 5, out of 5.
Oh, I just had our pay docked.
You can go to decimals, because I know
we can do decimals.
Your pay has gone from 0 to 0.
Yeah, but you're not allowed to do 2.5. You gotta make a decision one way or the other.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. 3.5.
Wow.
Oh, you'd only go 3.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna go 6.
Oh, I was gonna go 7.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, I'm overall positive. I think I think we mentioned. I know maybe there's more tones of negativity because we wished for a bit more, but I'm happier with where Spires are now than where they were before. I think it's been an improvement, although maybe not as much improvement as I'd like. I think overall it's been an improvement.
I think 6 out of 10 and probably 7 out of 10 is it's the worst out of 10. Because when something is 3 out of 10, then you look at it and everybody can see that this is a problem that needs fixing.
Yeah.
And when it's 6 or 7 out of 10, you look at it and go, well, okay,
it's possible.
Yeah, but there's other things that are bigger.
It's like when you reheat something in the microwave and it's like most of it's hot, but there's like a little cold bit, and you're like you kind of have to mix it in, but then the whole thing like isn't properly hot anymore. And are you going to put it back in the microwave? Like just eat it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So
that
was a weird analogy.
Yeah, thank you for it, though.
You're welcome. I hope you know what I meant.
Yeah, so my desperate hope for this is that in the next update there is some nice massaging of the Spires to make it Lethal Demise 3 on Force-Grown Drones. Make the Strix back to Clash 2.
Bring back the dice rolls.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think that's going to be going backwards now. Is it changing of the decay rule? But I think that making those strain abilities super nice. Because I think giving Abomination relentless blows, it's something. Is it worth 3 wounds? No. Make it. Give it smite instead. or give it twice as many attacks. Like something that feels really daft, because then that suddenly feels like, as a Spires player, am I going to do that? Of course I'm going to do it, because it's going to make it really fun. And I'm going to hurt myself, but that's the point. And at the moment, it doesn't feel like that. Yeah. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're going to look at it and go, there's other issues that are bigger.
I wonder if they can make it so decay is hits, not wounds.
Treat it like lethal demise.
Yeah. So I think if they did it that way, I'd be like more inclined to, because
Wait, how does that work?
well, so decay 3, say you take 3 hits, and so then you've got to roll it against your defense.
Oh yes, okay.
So then you'd have a chance to save some of them, and it also then means decay. I mean, you kind of have it at the moment with the number, but it would affect different units differently, but would feel proportionate. So for Force Square drones who've got defense 2, they're going to take a lot more from decay, but you care less about that. Whereas your bound clones at defense 4, you're going to take less from decay, and that feels right. Whereas at the moment, the fact they take equal number of hits despite one being far easier to heal feels a bit unfair.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty close to what old decay used to be, didn't it?
It's basically...
Well, old decay was 5s and 6s regardless.
So you were just... Well, I mean, you basically were just defense 4.
Yeah, everything was defense 4, essentially. But
yeah, sure, if it's weaker, then it dies more quickly. Okay.
Yeah, so but basically the message to Parabellum is, please let us roll way more dice, way more of the time, and give the Spires abilities a really nice boost.
That'd be lovely.
The issue is, if you start taking away my dice rolls, then I can no longer blame my bad decision making on dice. I can only blame it on myself, and I don't want to look in the mirror, Parabellum. I don't want to look into that empty void. I want to roll my dice.
Yeah, and I would like to add, actually, in Merchant Prince, we've talked a little bit about this little swap of flank. I would like to see that really make it a really, really horrible decision for your opponent to make. So instead of, do I want flank so that I give you flank as well, but you get Vanguard 3 in either case, I would like it to be, I'm offering you the ability to have flank, and in exchange for that ability to have flank, all of my units are able to come on this turn if I want them to.
Yeah.
Or if you tone it down, I give one of my units Vanguard 8. So it's going to be a really difficult decision for you to make. You are hurting yourself either way. You're just choosing how. Yeah. That feels much... That feels just much better.
Either you give me 6 points or one of your regiments dies.
Yeah.
Great. Well, on that lovely note, thank you very much for listening. If you would like to give us a rating on Spotify, then we would love that. If you would like to send us an email about your thoughts about the Spires rework or any other thing about Conquest, then please do. We'd love some listener questions as well. So if you've got something you'd like us to answer on the podcast, then please send it in an email to joshingaroundinaya@gmail.com. We also have a book, which is the Miniature Wargamers Handbook, something like that. Anyway, it'll be in the description if you like painting or like wargaming. I'm so sorry. I just can't. It's got too many words. It's got too many words.
What we should have called it is Joshing Around in Air.
Yeah, then I would have remembered that. It's not a bit, I promise. I genuinely just can't remember the name of our book.
So hard.
I really tried this time. Yeah, anyway, on that lovely note, we will see you next time. Thank you very much for listening. Goodbye.
Thanks for listening.